Welcome.
Yo.
Episode 5.
Come on, man.
Mindset, baby.
It's like the more we do it, every episode becomes a new celebration.
Doesn't it?
You know what I mean?
Got a little coffee in us now, ready to go. Now, don't
right.
forget, go visit www.closersmindset.com.
That's right.
All right, sign up to the Closing Club. Make sure you get the emails from us and find out more about the podcast we're doing. Also, if you can put some comments in. I'm not even sure where we're going to put these podcasts. I don't know. We're just flowing with it. And also, we're going to put out some webinars, Be a Better Closer, Follow the Flow, a few of the things. And today's episode just happens to be about Follow the Flow.
Following the flow. We mentioned it last episode.
We did.
And came up.
And it's necessary to talk about this and really sticking with the flow and sticking with the system. And lo and behold, Closer Mindset has a system as well. And we'll share more of that later. But really, let's talk about your system and what you have going on out there. Because everybody has a system they follow. They should. And if your company doesn't have a system, you should make one for yourself. At least have something to follow. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Now,
the company you're with right now, do you follow a system?
Yeah.
Okay. Step-by-step system?
It's a step selling process. Have you ever heard that phrase before, listeners? Step selling.
Never. I don't think anybody in home improvement has ever heard of step selling, right? No.
So you'd be surprised. I've talked to people who have worked in other companies and whatnot and been like, hey, do you know what step selling is? And they're like, I think I've heard of that concept. I'm like, hey, you don't know.
Well,
do you know what I mean? Like they're like beating around the bush. I'm like, you don't know.
I mean, growing up in this biz, it's always been, the 10 steps to the sale. It's always been 10 steps. Always been 10 steps. Now, it's been altered before. I've seen it where it got to 13 steps. I've seen it down to 7 steps. I've seen it down to, 5 steps. I've seen it really high and low. And
it's all the same stuff, though.
And, people try to change up verbiage and wording and this, that, and the other. And it's real simple. It's real basic. You're just going to go in, take care of the person, find out their wants, needs, desires.
Yeah.
Show them the solutions to it, make it affordable, close the deal. Done.
And I feel like we're talking about following the lowercase f flow of the system and following the uppercase f flow of the bigger picture is kind of what we hit on that last episode. I thought of following the flow while you're in the flow of your system.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so much. So not just following it, but so exactly what Caps is saying here is not just following it, but being in it. Like, have you ever been in an appointment and you're pitching and you're doing it and you're
being
done,
in the flow, dude.
You're in there and all of a sudden you're done. They're placing on. You're like, whoa, what the heck just happened? Like, what the?
Yep.
And like you were just in it. The people were like zoned in.
Yep.
I mean, it was like you're in a different time. Everything stopped around you, right? And you're just like, there was like this bright light and you're in it and you're just like, I got these people. We're engaged. We're feeling each other. That's the flow.
So check this out. Metaphor for you. All right. My girlfriend hates my metaphors. So if you ever get tired of them, too fucking bad. Okay. You're in the flow of the river. I don't know why we're saying following the flow of the, like, you don't follow the flow. You're in the flow.
Yes.
You're either in the flow of, let's say, the water moving, or you're interrupting it, either by trying to go too fast or slowing down.
So I guess we got to change this, huh? Got to be in the flow, not follow.
Yeah. See, this is we're getting into the flow ourselves.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry,
being in the
correct
flow.
Ourselves already. But that's it. That's how we evolve and learn.
That's right. Cut. Take 2. Oh no, they're looking at us. Keep going. That's right.
Pretty much now, you got to feel for who we are, and you're either gonna love us or hate us. So please put some comments below.
I like follow the flow of the system, but while being in the flow.
Yeah. Well, I think being in the flow is huge.
Yep.
I think that's the key to it. But the only way you can be in the flow is if you have a system to follow.
If you follow the flow of your system,
right?
It'll help you be in the flow.
I mean, I remember when I was a young knucklehead in this and going through it, and I had some success and some failures and and your boss comes to you, sit down and do. I just want you to do the system. Just follow the fucking system. That's how it was back in the day.
We paid so many dollars.
Things are a little different now and improvements and everything. But back when I was growing up, it was Glengarry Glen Ross. It was, you better fucking sell this shit right now. And it was hardcore. But it was good stuff. It made me who I am today. Total responsibility.
Yep.
Total responsibility. But I said, follow the system. So I'd go in there, put my head down. Fine, whatever. I'll follow the system. Page 1, page 2, page 3. Before you know it, I get to the end and the people are like, yeah, we'll go ahead. And you're like, what? Because you followed the freaking system.
Right.
Step by step by step. We even had a system in closing. We had a 6 principal closes that we did. So if you're old school and you know those 6 principal closes, hit me up and let me know you know the 6 principal. Then I know who you worked for back in the day. There were cool closes. We had our very first close with the aggressive contract close. Yeah.
Okay.
So we would literally turn the contract and it says, "Hey, Caps, put the pen in. We'll do a great job for you." And they hand the pen over to them.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I've never tried that.
Yeah. You get a lot of responses
I bet.
all the time.
It's pointed.
It is very pointed.
Yep.
It will get, and we intentionally did it. See, it was a
Yep.
different time, and we intentionally did that because we wanted to get, we want the ejection to come. Bring the ejection.
Oh, yeah.
Please give me the ejection. We want it. And we know what they're going to say next, typically, because I need to think about it. Then we went to a pros and cons close and went through that, and it was just boom, but the boom, and it was a methodical closing scenario that we did. Now, fast forward 20, 25 years, don't need to do that stuff anymore.
Right.
You can take all of that and get that into your presentation and close before you have to close. Close the sale before you get to the close.
Yeah.
Have it all wrapped up. Done, complete, ready to order. They're ready to buy. At the end, you present. They're like, sure, that makes sense. We'll do that right there.
Right. Because
You
you're
should know
closing
that
along the way.
50% of the
Yep.
time.
Yep.
If you get your game that good and you follow the system and follow the flow and get in the flow with your customer and really get engaged with them, you got to be that entertainment. Because in our society now, we want to be entertained, right?
Right.
They could do so many other things. They could watch American Idol. They could watch some cooking show. They could do whatever, but they're spending time for you to go show them some kind of improvement to their home, which I'm sure is an exciting home improvement. Because I don't know any home improvements other than maybe sometimes kitchens that gets real, real exciting. No,
Right.
kitchens probably the only ones that probably get excited, right? And even those sometimes don't. It really depends.
Yep.
But that's the only one that can be kind of prettied up. And do stuff
Bathrooms,
with.
kitchens,
Bathrooms a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do bathrooms. Bathrooms is still
double
okay.
vanities. That's
Yeah.
that's sexy, right?
No.
No.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know. I don't. I see a kitchen's more than a bathroom. Maybe bathroom a little bit, but like a
No, I
roof,
totally get it.
siding,
Yep.
no, solar, no, flooring. I can see a little bit, no, windows, no, door. I can see doors. Like front doors.
A
Those
little
would
bit
be
more
nice.
aesthetic. Yeah. A
Aesthetic
little bit
and
more of a
pretty, so that'd
statement.
be
Yeah.
good. More of a statement there. Siding could be because you can change the whole color and look of the house, right? Make it pretty it up, change the home, change the appearance, change the look. But I don't know. You got to make it. You got to make it interesting. You got to make it exciting for them. You got
I
to
tell
make it
in-
entertaining.
For instance, on that line, I tell people all the time, listen, I know, so I happen to sell windows, right? I know windows aren't sexy. I think they are, though. And that immediately they're like, wait, what? You do? You know what I mean? I say that line all the time. Listen, I know you probably don't think windows are sexy. I happen to think they're really freaking cool. This could be a fun purchase. Talking like that, like, let me show you why.
Cool. I like
You
it.
know?
I like it.
I say that. That seems to work. I don't know. It's not a formal close number 7 or anything like that, but it's my way of getting them in anticipating, like, what am I going to see when he shows me this window? Because typically people are thinking, I've already seen that. Oh, windows. I hear that so often. Well, I don't need to see you. Let me go get my product out of my car. I don't need to see that. You've seen one. I've seen them all, right? That's what they're thinking if they've been through this at all before. So, but no, that's good. Close as you close. Close the steps. Is this the product for you? Hey, we're going to do business like this. Is that what you want? And it's kind of like a death by 1,000 cuts, right?
Well, it's a natural process. So when you're going through it, it's setting the customer up and really setting their proper expectation with the customer when you're first there. So that first entry and warm up that you're doing. And I truly believe in warming up with every customer. I think building rapport and warming up is probably one of the key essential parts of what you do.
Yep.
And reading that room. We'll talk about reading the room later, okay? And street smarts later. And I call it sales smarts. All right, getting in there, reading that room, and having that sales smarts, and really knowing what that customer is all about.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be just about that product. You have to do so much more. I look at everything from their shoes to what they're wearing to
Right.
down to their socks if they have any. I want to find everything I can about this person. I want to know all about them. One, because I'm genuinely curious.
Right.
I just like to know about people. Two, I'm using everything to my advantage.
Yep.
And everything's, oh, that sounds, yeah, well, yeah. I'm a salesperson. I'm here to sell. Okay. So I'm going to use it to my advantage. So be it. All right. That's my job, is to show them why my company, my system, my product is the way to go.
Right.
So I'm going to do everything in my power to be able to do that. And I can do that by observing the area and the arena that I'm in. And see, it's an advantage when you're in their kingdom, their castle, their domicile. We don't realize how much of an advantage we got. We get nervous because we think, oh, we're on their property. I don't care what property I'm on. I know about you now.
That's like social engineering right there.
So big.
Yep.
It's huge. I got instant rapport building. I don't got to shoot the shit at the bar and find out about who you are, this, that, and the other.
Right.
I can find out, and I can hit taglines already, define commonology. And, being a sales rep in a home, you better be well-rounded. You better know a little bit about everything, right?
Yeah.
And don't talk about politics. Don't talk about religion. Don't talk about, what else is it?
Money. No, I'm just kidding.
What is it? Politics, religion, and some other bullshit. I don't know. It's up to you what you talk about, how you talk about it. I don't care. I never had a problem with those. I just stayed right down the middle.
And they're going to bring it up too. They're going to bring those things up.
They always bring them up.
Yep.
They always bring them up. Whatever side they are, they're going to be on.
Yep.
And again,
you go,
guess what you got to do? You got to do what?
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow, baby.
The flow.
It's all about the flow.
Yeah.
If you're not flowing with it, I don't care what side they are. I don't care if they voted for Trump. I don't care if they voted for Biden. I really don't care. Whatever side is there, you better not ripple that water. You better flow with it, baby.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yep.
That your job is not there to make a decision on who to vote, how, and why. You better not put any stickers on your car. Don't do any of that. Be basic, middle America. That's what you need to be. You are there it's not about you. It is about them and their feelings.
Yeah.
And however they feel is valid to them, regardless.
And to your thing about
those opinions we have, leave that shit at the door.
Yeah.
Those problems that we have, leave that shit at the door. That's why it's so important. And we're going to talk about this next episode is setting yourself up and having that closer's mindset and being able to follow that flow. Because if you're not set up from the door to follow the flow, to be in the flow, you're already failing. If you're coming up to that door either prejudging or having an issue already or having other garbage in your head or getting to a fight or whatever the case may be, and you're not in that flow to follow that system to make, you're not going to make it.
Right. Well, that's going to say it's not just about if they bring up politics or they bring up that. What if they bring up this aspect of something they're looking for in their product and you personally don't like it? I hear that kind of stuff all the time when I'm kind of like listening on people sometimes in the showroom and things like that. And I don't like that. I wouldn't do that. It's like, that doesn't matter. Don't spend people's money for them.
And don't not spend people's money.
And don't not spend people if they're looking for some major upgrade. Oh yeah, no, most people don't do that. Well, guess what?
You ready for this story? You ready for a good one?
I'm ready.
So I'm at a house the other day, and I wasn't the rep there. I was doing a ride along. Because if I was a rep, we'd be placing an order with more
Okay.
product. I'm not going to say the product we were offering, but let's just say we could have offered more of this product, and we chose not to. And the customer said, well, how much would it be for X, Y, and Z? And the rep said, nah, but you really don't want this. You just go ahead and go with the existing project here. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yep.
What kind of bullshit is that?
Yep.
You would have to sell something.
You know what's happening in the mind there?
I know.
They're scared of the price getting too high.
That, and they were flustered, and they were making the decision for the customer.
Mm-hmm.
You never make a decision. You let the customer decide. And you put it up and say, no problem. I don't care if you even had the price already set up. You sit there and wait and go, okay, let me put the cost together. Here, Mr. Customer, here's everything. Would you like to add it this way or this way? I'm assuming at this point. He already asked me for it. He asked me to price it up. That means he wants it. I'm assuming the sale.
Yep.
So get this now if you're listening. Assume the sale. Now, how do you assume the sale? Well, don't assume it like an asshole. All right.
Don't assume the sale.
Yeah, don't assume
the sale.
Assume the sale. All right. And what we mean by that is when you get down there and you're going to deliver the costing there, just assume that they're placing an order. I'm asking which way is best for them.
Hey, here's the add-on you wanted. Having them own that decision. And that's
Here's
part of
the add-on we're going to take care of for you. Okay. We're going to do this, and this is how we're going to tie it into the existing project for you. And by the way, we have two options. We can either add that to your existing account right now.
Right.
So you can just give another down payment of blah, blah, blah. Or we can do over here and do it this way. Which one works better for you? And then shut up. Done. Let them talk, tell you. Now, if they give you objection, now I have an ability to respond to that objection and then possibly close on top of that.
Right.
But they're already a customer. It's not like I gotta see once you got a customer. Oh, and we're gonna talk about that. It's gonna be so good on one of these episodes of how to get repeat business. I got a buddy of mine that crushes it. I'm gonna get him on here if I can. Talk a little bit about repeat and how to, because once you got a customer, ooh, you better work a customer.
Oh man, I tell people all the time, I can't be the guy to lose you. And I can't tell you how many sales I've gotten, because I would walk in my last company in where I came from there, right? So, but I would walk in and I remember the owner said, "Oh my gosh, like because I put in my notes like they were threatening to leave because they had this terrible experience with us before or whatever, but for whatever reason they had us back out." And that was the biggest thing I would say, like, listen, I'm gonna be your guy now. I cannot lose you. Don't make me be the guy to go back to my office and be the guy who lost one of our family members. I don't know. It's just a little thing. Again, these are not the official closing method 8, but I'm just telling you some stuff that's worked for me.
Oh, well, yes, that was a funny one. What's worked for you out there? Leave some comments. If we have a comment post up yet, we're new, but I'm sure we'll have one. One of these fancy people that knows computers better than me will put the little thing below there. That's good stuff. Well,
I don't know.
Let me ask you a question about, since we're talking about being in the flow and staying in the flow. When you've noticed you're out of the flow, what do you do to get back in it? And why?
I think it's hard. I mean, I think if you're not, gosh, hopefully you notice while you're in the home. Let's just start there. I guess if I notice while I'm in the home, you have to like recenter your mind and like focus, like consciously focus on the person in front of you. It's a human being with joys and pains and things going on in their life and kids and whatever. I don't know. I guess I'm in the flow a lot, so I don't find myself out of that flow a whole lot. But here's the other problem.
You get there with it, right?
Being out of the flow. If I was in the flow all the time perfectly, I would make every sale. So I think being out of the flow.
How do you describe being in the flow there? Can you describe with anything other than sales or being in the flow? Any other things that you can describe? I have a couple, but I want to ask you. What else have you in life been in the flow with?
Oh, just conversations, just
how about
people.
Were you in sports before?
Yeah.
You've been in the flow in the sports?
Yeah.
I'm sure the audience, that's one they can resonate with.
Right.
You ever been in the flow like you're just there with it, right? You're in the moment, in the game, unbeatable, just time. We all have that story, right? You were just there with it. Everything lined up. The stars aligned, the ducks aligned, whatever. It was all right there. That's what we talk about being in the flow. And if you can do that consistently in the house,
I think that attitude can easily become, well, that's something you hope to like slip into.
Yeah, but everybody wants to hope.
But that's exactly. That's the bullshit. That's where we're saying closers.
I hope I can. I'm going to try.
Right.
If I hear hope and try one more fucking time, excuse my language, if I hear this again, I'm going to go nuts. Like, look, let me tell you right now.
True or true not. There is no try. Right?
Why try? Don't try for it.
Right.
Just go do it.
Yep.
That's why I like Nike. Do it. Why try? Just go do it. You know what? Because then you'll find out. If you try, you're going to keep trying. If you hope, you'll keep hoping. But if you have faith, if you have faith, you know.
You know. It's faith is like in the unseen. So assuming the sale before you walk in the door is that faith that you know they're going to be your customer.
I don't hope people buy. I know they're going to buy.
Yep.
Now, do they buy all the time? No, not all the time. But most of the time they do.
Right.
Because I know. Knowing's half the battle. And just keep that in the know. You got to tell yourself that.
So I think that's what makes you successful. That when I'm successful, it's because I'm in the flow, and it's not a place that I hope to be in. It's a strategy that I employ.
It's constant.
It's constant.
So it's not just
it's always there.
Yes.
It's always accessible. Yes. If you're not in it, it's your fault, not the flow's fault.
There it is.
It's not the person's fault. It's not the customer's fault. Because guess what? You go in and you've dealt with enough people where they're a certain kind of way. And so you assume and prejudge how they're going to be based on the neighborhood you're in or based on whatever you're seeing around. But you have to recognize they're an individual person with individual qualities, desires, traits, all of that. They have a flow waiting for you to step into.
Yeah, they have a zone. They have a flow.
They have a zone, a flow of their home.
The simplest flow or zone that's out there that everybody does? You did it here on the way here. I did it. We all do it. We do it all the time. And that's when you're driving. We get in the zone and we get in the flow, right? We get in this. Everything's so. And all of a sudden, we're like a half hour down the road, and we had no idea. Right? We had no idea.
Yeah.
We think back and go, who the heck was just driving? Because I wasn't. Right? We get in that flow, that zone,
Yeah.
that flow. It's the
You know
same
what?
thing.
Driving, when you feel like you have to get somewhere ASAP, how does driving feel? Rushed.
Forceful.
But when you know you're going to go, like, I got to go to this appointment and I have enough time to get there. I was a responsible human being, an adult, right? Left enough time. Even that. How many guys are rushing to their appointments?
Well, it's like when I drive now. So my driving style's changed a little bit. I used to be a little bit of a rough driver. My apologies for people out there. But I had a little bit of road rage from time to time. A lot of miles on the road. And I come to find out, though, when you think about it, you're getting mad at somebody else, but you don't know why they're speeding or what they're doing or why they're doing what they're doing. We're not them, but we want to judge and assume that. Made me realize one time I had gotten a call from my wife and should get rushed to the hospital, and I was an hour and a half away at an appointment. Got off the phone, hung it up, said, "Customers, love you, gotta go. I'm out. I gotta go take care of my wife." They're like, "Please leave." Boom, done. Get in the car, and I was fast and furious, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 50 minutes to get an hour and a half away.
Wow.
There was traffic everywhere. I was flying, cutting people off, running lights, doing all kinds of stuff. I got cussed out, yelled at, everything. Didn't get pulled over. I would have told the officer if I had why I was rushing, but nothing mattered to me at that point. I wanted to get there as quickly as I could, no matter what. All right. And at that point, I had a really sporty car, so it didn't look good either.
So to others, they're thinking, what a prick.
Right, exactly. But
This
for
guy's
me, they have no idea what they're in, so
putting yourself in other people's shoes.
you never know. So
You never know.
being, and here's the other part of it, okay? I'm not here to tell you that I don't judge, because I do it all the time. I'm not here, I don't have road rage. I still have it. I just self-reflect a little bit quicker now. All right? The day I don't judge somebody is the day I'm going to sit there and eat this huge, huge sundae. It came from a very wise person one time I heard. They said, the day they don't judge somebody, because we all judge. I don't care who it is. They can all sit there and try to say, well, I don't judge. You're judging by saying that.
Right. Yep.
Everybody does. We all do. And it's...
I judged whether this chair was going to hold my weight up before I sat down. It's so subliminal. You don't think about it. And I trusted the chair.
I was judging the socks you were wearing.
You were?
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I like the anchors of it.
Thank you.
But we all do it. We judge. We think over, then we think twice. It's just like when somebody comes to when the customer greets you at the door, right? They're gonna judge you in the very beginning.
Very much. Yep.
Ooh, we could talk about that too. So I'll go off again. We go on tangents here. We talked about being in the flow, and we went on.
This is the flow.
This is part of it. So when you get to that door, you're at the door before you're at the door. All right, and this is what I mean by it. Okay, so if you wear sunglasses when it's sunny out,
I don't.
You don't? Why?
Because I want people to see my face.
What do you mean?
I've never worn sunglasses. Like when I'm walking to the door.
No, talking about driving.
Oh, driving? Yeah. Even still, I don't know. Maybe I can't find a pair that looks good on me.
Probably not.
Yeah, I've got a weird shaped head. You can attest to that right now.
Of course, yeah.
Yep, yeah.
You have clean glasses. Thanks. See, look. So I've taken sunglasses off probably a block or two before I get there, and here's the reason why. What does sunglasses equate to? You're cool, you're
cocky,
smooth, you're shady, you're hiding something, you're a salesperson, you're slick, this, that, and the other. I don't want to hide anything. I want to be wide open. Yep. So I've always taken them off, and I wear sunglasses all the time. I don't want to be that cool. I don't need to be that person there. I need to be who I am going up there.
Yep.
So I do that also when I'm approaching, make sure I have a clean vehicle. If you don't have a clean vehicle and you have time to wash, make time. Right? If you don't have time to wash your rims, because that'll make a pop.
Yep.
That does. Why do you want a clean vehicle?
I mean, cluttered desk, cluttered mind, cluttered vehicle, cluttered. That's our desk.
Also, your customer sees it too. Don't they?
I've had so many customers walk me to the car and be like, "Oh, I really." Oh, and then they look in, right?
Mm-hmm. So they
on the exterior and interior.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, the exterior, because they see you from the street. What they're waiting for you because they know the time of the appointment. They're looking out the window.
They're all looking out the window. They're nosy. So you have neighbors?
Yeah.
Now, do you have a place where you can see your neighbors out the windows?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever look out if you hear any noise outside? Do you look?
Of course.
We all do, right?
Yeah.
I look at my neighbors like, hey, honey, what are they doing over there? I have no idea what they're doing over there, honey, but I don't know what the heck they're doing. They need to mow their lawn over there. I'm like, and they need to pick up their trash. Sorry, neighbors, I love you all, but you do need to pick up your trash. It's on the side. It looks horrible. But we see that stuff, and we peek, and then we look at the other neighbors over there, and we peek, and we see that. But we all do it inherently. Somebody's pulling up over there at Mike and Gina's. Who's that? We do that.
Mm-hmm.
Customers are waiting on you, and they're looking out the window waiting for you to arrive. And when you pull up, who you are is pulling up. They may watch you the whole time pulling up, see what you're doing, how you're doing it.
Yep.
So how you even approach the home, where you park, how you get out of your vehicle,
How fast you pull in the driveway.
how
I
fast
always
you go up to their home.
Exactly. Your
Do you take your
sunglasses, do you sit
time?
in your car for some guys sit in their car? I'm like, what are you doing? That's unnatural for sitting for too long. I'm like, you're in their driveway. It's natural to get out of your car and go to their house.
Yeah. So if I get in there, I probably will be in the vehicle for, I would say, maybe a minute to 2 minutes intentionally.
Intentionally.
Yes. Because the salesman runs up to the house. Okay.
Yeah, I don't ruch to the
I'm not
house,
a
but
salesman.
some guys
I'm gonna
sit there
take my time.
forever.
I'm not sitting in the car. I'm
Right,
up. I'm
okay.
doing it. I am putting my show on, dude. This is my time to shine. I'm the Goldbergs right
Yep.
now. I'm American Idol. I'm the voice. I'm whatever show you're watching. That's me.
Yep.
And it starts
Blocks
5
away.
minutes before the
Yep.
appointment. When I pull up there, it actually starts a half an hour, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. But
Do you turn down the music? I always turn down the music. I mean, if you're listening to something blocks away, I'm turning on the music because I can't risk them being out turning off their lawnmower and hearing me bumping some sort of music.
yeah,
You know what I
no,
mean?
I don't have any music.
Whether that's
on.
classical or
I have
rap, you name
everything- I
it.
have everything set to where they can visually see me in every way, shape, or form. It's like getting pulled over, making sure you have everything. Yeah, I'm Officer Ray. Everything's good. Right? No, but yeah, I'm gonna make it to when I go up there. I'm gonna be very inviting. And I want to make it to the point where they are comfortable and their first impressions are like, wow, okay, this person cares, or they're not rushing, or they're thinking good thoughts about me from the beginning. They're because they're already sizing me up. They're sizing me up by looking at my vehicle. They're sizing me up walking there. They're gonna make thoughts about who I am, and then when I open it up, depending on my disposition, where my body language is at, what I do, and I'm already in the flow. I'm ready for them. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I'm all about them right now. My focus is them, not me, them. And it's all has to be about the customer at that point. And that's
So,
where we screw up.
to that point right there, say that again. Your focus is on them. It's not about you.
Not
it's
about
about
me, it's
them.
about them. It's not
So-
even about my product, my solution.
Exactly.
None of
So
that
if
matters.
your
My
focus
company,
is
none of
on
that matters.
them,
I have to buy every 5 minutes I get in the home.
Yep.
And that's what we teach. You got to buy every 5 minutes you get there. So that first 5 minutes when I get to the door, I'm buying the next 5 minutes to get into the home. So how do I buy that? By approaching somebody in a way that is, I would say, non-threatening.
Yep.
So how do I do it? When I knock on the door, I back up. And I back up at
2 steps
least
back every
2, 3,
time.
maybe 4,
Yep.
depending on it. If there's steps,
Don't
I'm
sound
always
right.
down 2 or 3
Exactly.
steps.
Yep.
So I can make myself lower than them.
Yep.
I'm always very humble. I have myself set up in a position where my company is branded. I have ID showing.
Yep.
All
same
right,
here.
so I
Yep.
can show the ID to them as well. And then I always greet them with a smile. And in our wonderful COVID world, put the mask on.
Right.
Right. I know you nod your head there. I know it sucks. We all hate masks, right? Our companies make them wear them, and now at least the customers stop wearing the masks. Oh, it's so nice.
So when I first got into this, the one thing I remember, like a guy saying, I was watching just anything I could get my hands on. That's part of the reason we're doing this.
I know.
It's because there's nothing out there anymore.
I know.
It's all 40 years old or longer, whatever. But learned a lot from the guy. Not that there's anything bad from that stuff. Just trying to give it a fresh twist. But anyway, so he said, you want to add one more sale to your list of customers this week? Do this. Say their name. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Right? Or you ask it. Lynch? Hi, Lynch. I'm Caps.
You mean say their name and repeat it? I mean, say
Yeah.
your name and repeat it. Yes. Yes.
Lynch? Hi, Lynch. I'm Caps with XYZ organization. Nice to meet you. I've actually gotten away from that. I hadn't even realized that just from moving and being out of the flow for a while.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot
that
of little
re
you can do. You can reiterate it. You can you say so. Here's a great example. Why do you wear a name tag?
absolutely.
Why?
So they can, maybe they didn't hear it on the warm-up call or whatever. They can look and see my name.
They don't have to try to remember what your name is,
Right.
And they can feel much more comfortable
Without being like,
Because
oh, what is his name
What
the
is
whole
his name?
time?
What is
Oh
it?
my
What
gosh.
is his name? What is his name?
Yep.
Wear the name tag. It's goofy. I can't stand it, but I do it. You know why? So I can make my customer feel. Well, if they don't remember my name, screw them. Whatever. You're not in this game.
You're
to
not a
win,
closer's mindset.
man. You're not in. If you're not in the game to win, to do everything again, follow the flow and do everything you can. Because again, remember, we don't know why people buy. Remember that last
Right.
episode? They may buy because they felt comfortable even being able to know your name.
Yep.
It's you never know.
Yeah.
And
don't give them any reason to. You want to be as vanilla as possible, in the nicest way. Not boring vanilla, but do you know what I mean? Everything we talked
I like
about.
chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate, whatever. Be what they want.
Sarsaparilla.
Be what they want you to be is maybe what I'm trying to say, right? Be a blank slate that when you walk up, they go, "Oh, I like Rocky Road," and that's what you are.
Okay, there
Something
you go.
like that.
Something like that, huh? little spin on it. Well,
So, all right. So we're wrapping up here. 5th episode of 5,000. I think I'm just gonna do that every time. 3rd episode of 300. You know, infinite episodes. But
thanks for
yeah.
listening. Thanks for
We'll
following
take
the
any
flows.
any
Thanks for following
feedback.
us, and,
Yeah.
let us know what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Since
Give us
we're gonna have-
stories.
we love stories.
Send us stories. We'll include it in the podcast.
Heck, if you want to talk, let us know. We'll reach out to you. And don't forget, sign up to the Closing Cub and watch out for the Be a Better Closer webinars. We'll talk to you next time.
All right. See ya.
Out.